How's it going, guys? It is Troy, and the draft order for the 2021 NBA draft is set. So that means today it's mock draft 3.0. Mock
draft 3.0.
Oh yeah!
I'm doing all 30 picks, the entire first round. So like the video, subscribe if you're new here, fresh NBA content all the time, and I know you want to be a part of it. If I get 1,000 likes on this video for mock draft 4.0, my next mock draft, I'm going to do both rounds, all 60 picks. So if I get 1,000 likes, that's what's going to happen. So let's get to it. First pick in mock draft 3.0 is going to be made by the Detroit Pistons. No surprise here. They're going with Cade Cunningham from Oklahoma State University. Consensus #1 pick. He is the Big 12 Player of the Year. I get Ben Simmons vibes from him, but I think a better shooter, better scorer. This is the type of player that you want to run your offense through. He's a big-time defender. Cade is a winner. I think he can be a #1 option on a team down the line. Basically, a franchise-changing player. This gives Detroit a star. Pick #2 is going to be made by the Houston Rockets. They are going with Evan Mobley. He's a big man from USC. He has the skills and defensive ability that teams look for in a modern big man. Even a little bit of a shooting touch as well. Some say the next Anthony Davis. I think he's more maybe the next Chris Bosh long-term. Lots of upside here. Just needs to get stronger, needs to get a little bit more experience, but I would like to see him in a front court here with Christian Wood for Houston. I think that would be pretty cool. Pick #3 is going to be made by the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are going with Jalen Green of the G League Ignite team. He had a good year for them. I see him as a scorer, kind of in the mold of Zach LaVine, Brad Beal, real explosive player. Sky is the limit for him. And also, he's half Filipino, so he would immediately make the Cavaliers the new favorite team of like 100 million people. I could see him averaging about 20 points per game as a rookie in Cleveland. And also, they are shopping Colin Sexton, which leads me to believe that they are interested in drafting another guard to pair with Darius Garland. Pick #4 is going to be made by the Toronto Raptors. They are going with Jalen Suggs, the freshman phenom from Gonzaga. Remember, he took them to that championship game. They almost went undefeated, but Jalen Suggs is a well-rounded offensive and defensive player. He can offer that balanced mix of athleticism, strength, passing, shot making, do-it-all kind of player. And I think this especially works for Toronto because Kyle Lowry, he's going to be gone next year. I don't see him re-signing in Toronto. So you're going to pair Jalen Suggs with Fred VanVleet in the backcourt, put them with Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby. That's a pretty good team. Pick #5, going to be made by the Orlando Magic. They are going with Jonathan Kuminga, who was also of the G League Ignite team, a teammate of Jalen Green. He's maybe still a little bit of an unknown, one of the youngest players in the draft. He moved here from the Congo in 2016 to play high school ball. I would say he is the top small forward in this draft class. He's a great dunker, awesome in transition, just needs to refine his game, needs to compete on both ends of the floor at all times. But just imagine Jonathan Kuminga, who puts it all together along with a healthy Markelle Fultz, Jonathan Isaac. That's a scary team. Pick #6 is going to be made by the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're going with Scotty Barnes of Florida State. He's a 6'8 forward, 7'2 wingspan, NBA-ready frame, very high-level basketball IQ as a passer and as a defender. I'd like to see him improve his offense a little bit, but he's got plenty of time. He fills a need for the Thunder, and another solid pick to put with their young core. Pick #7 is going to be made by the Golden State Warriors, and they are going with Moses Moody, who is another freshman. He was actually a high school teammate of Cade Cunningham. I think you draft Moses Moody based on his 3-and-D potential. He's a shooter, he's a hustle guy, he can rebound. I see him ultimately as a 3rd or 4th option on a finals team. I think that's what he can be long-term. He would be a great bench piece for Golden State, but the rumors are that this pick could actually be on the move along with James Wiseman in a trade, so definitely watch for that. Pick #8, going to be made by the Orlando Magic. Again, this is a result of a trade with the Bulls. They are going with Davion Mitchell of Baylor University. He was on that championship title team, really took a leap this year as a shooter. So could he get even better because he's already an awesome defender? He won Defensive National Player of the Year. Another piece of that young core for Orlando. Mitchell is a legit winner. He's a great competitor. Pick number 9, going to be made by the Sacramento Kings. They are going with Alperen Sengun, who is the MVP of the Turkish League. Offense is no issue for Alperen. He's an 18-year-old kid, one of the younger guys in the draft. The questions about him are on the defensive end. I still like him, though, for Sacramento because they are set at the guard spots. And there are lots of questions, though, with their front court, with Marvin Bagley and Rashawn Holmes. So could Sengun be the next Donatas Sabonis, or could he be the next Enes Kanter? I don't know, but I see a lot of potential with Alperen Sengun. Pick number 10, going to be made by the New Orleans Pelicans. They are going with Keon Johnson of the University of Tennessee. Combo guard potential. He's got lots of upside. One of the best athletes in the draft. He killed it at the combine in athletic testing. New Orleans needs shooting. They need defense. Well, Johnson can be that defender they need. He's an aggressive defender. Has a little bit of a shooting touch. Needs to get better, though. Really powerful player on the court. Another nice player to add to the Pelicans. Pick number 11, going to be made by the Charlotte Hornets. They are going with Jalen Johnson of Duke University. 6'9" power forward who can handle the ball. He can make plays like a guard, awesome in transition, good defensive versatility. I would like to see him get a little more comfortable as a shooter. He disappointed me a little bit this year at Duke, especially because he left the team early. So teams might say to that, okay, did he quit on Duke? Why did he leave? What's going on with him? So that might be some things he needs to address in team interviews, but I think he would be a good pick to put alongside Gordon Hayward, LaMelo Ball, and Terry Rozier for the Hornets. Pick number 12, going to be made by the San Antonio Spurs. They are going with Kai Jones, who is a big man from Texas, almost 7 feet tall, elite athlete, more of a project right now, but to get him in the Spurs development system, maybe he turns into Christian Wood or Jarrett Allen in a couple years. Could be a home run pick, and worst case scenario, he is an energy big man. Pick number 13, going to be made by the Indiana Pacers. They're going with Franz Wagner from Michigan, who is the brother of Mo Wagner. He's a 6'8" forward, good shooter, clean mechanics, really strong field goal percentages, absolutely tremendous off-ball instincts that allows him to make an impact rotationally all over the court and would really complement Indiana's main guys as well. Pick number 14 is going to be made by the Golden State Warriors. They are going with Zaire Williams, a Stanford man. So in terms of what we can expect with Zaire, he has good range on his shot, solid defensive potential, really good in the open floor. Lots of Paul George comparisons if he's able to put all together. Big if though, because he's still very young. His shooting isn't the best, so he does have a lot of work to do, but he could be really good. So just imagine him, James Wiseman, and Moses Moody, who was picked earlier. Imagine all those guys as the future core for the Warriors. That could be really special. Pick number 15, going to be made by the Washington Wizards. They're going with James Bouknight, Jimmy Book, 6'5" wing. He's from Connecticut. He's an athlete. He's a scorer. I think he could be a starting off guard at some point in his career. Really bouncy, has a great first step. Kind of a Jordan Clarkson type of player. He can contribute for Washington right away with Brad Beal and Russell Westbrook, especially when they take a breather. Pick number 17. Hey, it's the Oklahoma City Thunder again. They are going with Corey Kispert, another guy from Gonzaga, teammate of Jalen Suggs, elite shooter, maybe one of the best shooters in this draft. Quick release from all over the floor. He is a potential 50, 40, 90 player. Took a huge leap this year. I think he is a steal this late. Would not be surprised if he moves up into the lottery in my next mock draft. Pick number 17, going to be made by the Memphis Grizzlies, future 2021 NBA champions, of course. They are going with Chris Duarte of Oregon. He's a senior, one of the older players in this draft, but super experienced. He's another knockdown shooter. He has that winning mentality, that bulldog mentality that a lot of other Grizzlies players have. I think he could contribute right off the bat to the Grizz. Pick number 18, tell me if you've heard this before, Oklahoma City, they are picking Josh Giddey with this pick. He's a big playmaker, currently playing in Australia. He plays in the same league as LaMelo Ball played in. Still needs to develop his scoring, but has lots of great long-term potential, good feel for the game. And I think, like Corey Kispert, he is moving up draft boards. Pick number 19, going to be made by the New York Knicks. They are going with Cameron Thomas. This guy is a straight-up baller. He can score it at will. Maybe a bit of a chucker. Not a good defender right now, but I think maybe he could fill a role as a guy who comes in, lights it up. Maybe like a young Lou Williams or Jamal Crawford, the way they used to do it. The question, though, would he get many minutes in Tibbs' system since he is such a bad defender? I still like him as a nice scorer for New York, though. Pick number 20, going to be made by the Atlanta Hawks. They are going with Tre Mann. Atlanta has lots of front court depth, so I like them picking a guard. He's another playmaker for Atlanta. He's a knockdown shooter. He has a good handle. Does need to work on his defense a little bit, but I could see him thriving in Atlanta as a backup to Trae Young and Tre Mann. Pick number 21, it's the Knicks again, and they are going with Isaiah Jackson, who is a big man from the University of Kentucky. You know the Knicks love Kentucky guys. Jackson came on strong at the end of the year in his final few games, averaging 14 points, 8 rebounds, and over 2 blocks in just over 20 minutes a game. He's quick, he's got length, he can switch out on the perimeter defensively, awesome shot blocker, great lob threat, can dunk everything in sight. I think he would translate really well to the modern NBA and maybe some insurance if the Knicks don't end up re-signing Mitchell Robinson. Pick number 22, going to be made by the Los Angeles Lakers. They are going with Usman Garuba, who is a big man from Spain. One of the top international players in the draft. Didn't get a ton of minutes, so his stats aren't that great, but nice passing IQ, good hustle man. But the big thing to pay attention to with Usman is his defensive impact. He could be one of the best defenders in the league in a few years. Offense, though, still has a ways to go. Pick number 23, going to be made by the Houston Rockets. They are going with Jaden Springer. Right now, Springer is a hustle player and a good defender. Would like to see him fine-tune his game, but he has the tools to be in a rotation down the line. Houston is in acquiring assets mode. This is another guy for them to draft and develop. Same with pick number 24, Houston Rockets again here, and they are going with Roko Prkačin from Serbia. Dude plays in the same league as Nikola Jokic when he won the MVP in 2015. Versatile as a player and as a scorer. Youngest player in the draft too, so that's saying something. So with 3 first-rounders, I can see Houston going for a foreign player with one of those picks, somebody that they can keep overseas for another year and continue to develop. Pick number 25, going to be made by the Los Angeles Clippers. They are going with Sharif Cooper, freshman from Auburn. Really high usage player for Auburn. Good scorer, good playmaker. What he does need to improve on is his efficiency and his defense in a big, big way. The Clippers, though, need more playmakers, so I like his fit with LA. Pick number 26, going to be made by the Denver Nuggets. I have them picking Ayo Dosunmu from the University of Illinois, one of the best players in college. He is a steal if he falls this late. He can play both guard spots. He brings size, versatility, and switchability to any team that drafts him. One of those older college players who goes in the 20s but is going to end up making all-rookie first team because he's just a guy who knows how to win and knows how to play ball. Pick number 27, going to be made by the Brooklyn Kyries, and they are going with Jared Butler. He is a strong shooter, creative playmaker, also from that title-winning Baylor team. He's a good defender, maybe a little bit undersized, but that's okay. I like him on a strong veteran team like the Nets because the dude already has that pro mindset. Big thing to watch though with him, he's still awaiting to be cleared to play in the NBA due to a heart condition. So that's some serious stuff and definitely something to keep an eye on. Pick number 28, going to be made by the Philadelphia 76ers. They are going with Greg Brown. He's a big man, explosive leaper, raw athlete. He needs to show, though, that he has actual basketball skill. He's not just a highlight reel. He has flash, some shooting potential, and he needs to focus on that. But I think he could really be a nice player if he's able to put it all together. Pick number 29, going to be made by the Phoenix Suns. They are going with JT Thor. With a name like Thor, he's going to be good, right? So this guy is moving up draft boards. Would not shock me to see him as a first rounder. He was actually a teammate at Auburn of Sharif Cooper, who I have going to the Clippers a few picks ago. JT Thor, impressive size, impressive length, really nice athlete, has a good shooting touch. You know, I think the Suns really pooped the bed with their Jalen Smith pick last year. So I actually like JT Thor better as a backup to Ayton than Jalen Smith. I think this would be a good pick for Phoenix. And the last pick in the first round, pick number 30, going to be made by the Utah Jazz. They are going with Trey Murphy III. So we have Trey, and he's the third. So a guy who has 3 in his name twice has to be a good three-point shooter. And this guy is. He is a stretch big, adds another bomber to this Jazz team. These Virginia guys always seem to work out in the NBA. I would bet on Trey Murphy III having a long NBA career and shooting tons of threes. Guys, that's Mock Draft 3.0, picks 1 through 30. Let me know in the comments who you have on your mock draft and who you want your team to pick. And if there's any guys I missed, if there's any guys that you think should have been in the first round mock draft that aren't in here, you let me know in the comments and tell me who I missed. Hey, if I get 1,000 likes for the next mock draft video, I'm gonna do first and second round picks 1 through 60. So you gotta like the video to make that happen. And also, if you've made it this far, then you love the draft just as much as I do. I need you to comment, me likey the draft, okay? Comment me likey the draft so I know that you love the draft as much as me. Okay guys, that's all I've got for today's video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you never miss another NBA video. That's all I got for today. Check out the boxes on the screen for more NBA content and help support the channel. I will see you next time on the Half Court Report. Have a good one.